GM, GM. We are live, and we made a grave error. I joined a big board so that I could say how many people we needed in the chat. We didn't need anyone. I was number 12. So we joined this draft as it begins me here in the 7 hole, a spot I don't think I've drafted from yet. So this is exciting stuff. I think this is big board 12, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't think I recognize anyone in here. Seedmeister, I think I've drafted with before. Bombadil, great name. Mr. Tom Bombadil here in the 12. But otherwise, if you're in here, let me know. But I suspect you're not. So yeah, so it is Thursday, January 29th. The Farmers Insurance Open tees off in a little less than 4 hours, I believe. So we will be off with a little golf chat as people pick up, but appreciate y'all so much. Mr. Benninger, GM to you. Hope you're having a great start to your day through 25. Yeah, 25 is aggressive. Oh, this is a tough part of the board. I don't love Lamb. And you know what? I almost feel like I'm going to pull Amon-Ra over these two. No, let's take Lamb. Are we fast enough? We got Lamb. I don't think I have any Lamb yet. I might be, of all these guys, I might be a little lower on Lamb, but we'll see. I'll just take him there at ADP so that I don't completely end up fading a guy who I do like in the first round. But yeah, 25. That is aggressive. It's hard to not just ape into these. I will say that. But we're going to hit that point in February, March, where the news cycle is pretty slow. And I don't know. I mean, if you want to do some of these when the ADPs are perhaps at their most inefficient, and then pick up after the combine, you can. But it's just so hard to not just run them. Nick says, GM still waiting to draft. I need to learn rookies' names. I mean, I need to learn the rookies' names, and that's not stopping me, Nick P. But I hope you're having a great morning. Appreciate you coming in. Rule is usually February beginning. Yeah, I think I just want some throughout the whole period. Is more of it. And also I'm streaming. and I simply don't think people want to watch golf enough to support the channel. GM to you, Joel. Hope you're having a great one. Yeah, nimble fingers, Mike. You gotta have them. You gotta have them. The UD Open's gonna fill, says Jake. Yeah, I only got 2 in this week. I was pretty light. And it's probably because I was doing big boards when I had my free time. Jets drop bombs, first meeting of the day, 7:30, but true. Oh man, Jets drop bombs, early meeting, but hope you're having a great start to your day. Appreciate you hanging out. Best of luck with the meetings. I think if I get the chance, I'm going to take Jeremiah Love at 18. Malik Neighbors' recovery timeline is sketching me out. He is not where he should be based on the timing of his injury. I don't know how much Neighbors I want to get. I could find myself light in the big board on him. I think if bearish news comes out, he might fall. But he's yeah, and you know what? Sometimes with these fallers, let's say he falls from about pick 16, 17 to pick 23, 26. Sometimes it's not like terrible if you're getting him early, because that just means people later in the draft aren't going to pair him with CMC, A-Chain, Genty. And if you need Genty Neighbors, like you're getting ADP value, but if the player you need in the first round's on the right side of the board, you're not going to have them together, if that makes sense. So like, I don't know, if they don't fall like a full round, sometimes what you're doing is just getting like different player combos versus getting stuff like significantly better. I don't know. I mean, obviously it'll project better to get the players at the front end of the board, but we've seen like week 18, or week 17, you're just down to like pure 1v1s, and those can be way closer to a coin flip. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is I don't think it's terrible to take Neighbors if he slides 8 spots, but if he's sliding a full round, then it's a whole lot worse. Nick says, I think barbell approach is valid in these. Yeah, I think so too. You know, if you want to slow down during that slow news cycle, I think that makes sense. And I think the fill rates I think it's going to be harder to find some liquidity in these rooms as well. Hey, bird enthusiast, GM2, we drafted together yesterday. I don't know if you were in the chat then, but apologies. I feel like you were at the beginning. I don't remember if it was the second draft. But anyway, appreciate you, Bird Enthusiast. We're seeing a bunch of running backs go. We got a Gibbs, Henry, Walker drafter here. Yeah, running back gets absolutely dire very quickly. And this is a range of guys I'm just not that excited about. Jacobs, Kyron, Hall, Etienne. Woof. Woof. You know what? I think elite quarterback is so disfavored. I'm going to take a Josh Allen share here. People are out on elite QB because it didn't work last year. Like if you drafted the elite QBs, it went terrible. Let's try it. Let's see if we can't catch up later with some of the other positions and start Lamb, Love, and Allen. Figure it out. Neighbor said he's coming back on time, not the team's time. Yeah, I don't like the sound of what I'm hearing from. And this could all be forgotten if he's ready for week 1 and everything's fine and it's all systems go. But I don't know, man. It's sketchy. Jetta's at 19 feels bad. First of all, Das Snowman, good morning. Hope you're having a good one. It feels bad on many levels because like it stinks having a guy we were happily taking at 6. Now we feel like we have to take at 19 because the QB play is so bad. It could be generational wealth if they just get competent quarterback play in Minnesota. But right now, yeah, it does not. It's not the most comfy click. GM Steven, hey, hope you're having a great one. Appreciate you. 19 only feels good if it's Rodgers throwing to JJ. If it's Rodgers throwing to JJ, I think we could slide him up a little bit. But I mean, would we rather have Rodgers throwing to JJ or like Penix or Cousins throwing to Drake London? I would assume most people before last year would have just windmilled in Jefferson. I don't know. GM2 Greg, hope you're having a great morning. Appreciate you, fellow long-suffering Finns fan. Asking Jetstrap Bomb if he's hand drafting the 4 a.m. drafts. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the morning people, we think we're all that. And then you run into the real sickos drafting at 4 a.m. My God. All right. I like Garrett Wilson. This is tough. I really like Garrett Wilson, but I'm afraid the running backs get so bad. I'll take Scatabo. If he's really ready for the start of OTAs, then I'm happy. This is a little high. Feels a little frothy for Cam. But being that I did take a QB here, and I feel more comfortable with the late receivers, let's try to grab 2 running backs early. Tieran says, what's wrong with Jacobs? He's the edge of a cliff. There's always something with this guy, man. He feels like he's always injured. I feel like they keep trying to get replacements for him, but they're like bad. I don't know, man. I think he kind of is. I don't know if I'd really rather have him over like Etienne or Hall all that much. I don't know. I've just never been a big Josh Jacobs fan, and maybe that's a little bit of a leak. I'm sure I'll take some of him, but it never feels good. Snowman thought he was QB proof. No, we discovered there's a limit to being QB proof. Nick said TBH Wentz was good with him. Might be 9 problem. Yeah, I can't even draft McCarthy. It was so bad. Like, there's no way they let him run out the full season if he's playing at that level. Mike Robb says redraft team name idea: Jordan Love's neighbor booty. Yeah, that would be like that. What was that best ball parody that went around a few years ago? All right, we got Allen, we got Love, we got Scatabo, CD Lamb. This is kind of fertile ground for wide receiver here. I think I'm going to skip Igbuka and go down to this Tate Watson range. Let's take our first. Gosh, it's hard for me to take Carnell Tate over Christian Watson myself. And I'm just not going to do it yet. I'm still not there. I'm still not there getting too heavy on the... I mean, Christian Watson was so good. And I feel like the Packers are a team at least I know. I'm like, oh, I don't like Jacobs. And I'm like, buy the Packers. So talking a little out of both sides of my mouth here. But Christian Watson when he's healthy, is an absolute stud. Happy to take that. To me, I just feel like drafting Carnell Tate, you're just hoping they're like Christian Watson sometimes with these rookies in these ranges this early. Hey, Purple Yosh, GM to you. Hope you're having a great morning yourself. Appreciate you so much coming by, hanging out. Likewise, Danny G, 064. Appreciate you. GG. It's not over. I hope you mean GM. Hartman, GM. Good morning to you. Maybe the Vikings should trade for Corum. Yeah, I don't think the Rams are going to part with Corum, but it could be that JJ McCarthy needs a lot more help than we realized. I am Barlock's hold on. I was always a little bearish on Egbuka. Let's see, Javonte. Oh God, I can't do Javonte. I'm a little bit of a sucker. I'm gonna buy the Michael Wilson breakout here. So far this team is Josh Allen, Jeremiah Love, Cam Scatabo, CD Lamb, Christian Watson, and Michael Wilson. The separation score bros were in full throat when Egbuka was smashing early in the season, being like, this is a lot of smoke and mirrors. He can't sustain this production, and they were kind of proven right. I also don't love how felt like McMillions was almost icing him out at the end of the year. It's a very crowded wide receiver room. I don't know that I'd like full fade him, but I feel like he's like a round too early to me. And literally every single name here, other than maybe BTJ, I think I'd rather have than Egbuka. Tate and Lemon. Mekhi Lemon's going to be the slappy hero. Sutton, Waddle. I'm buying the Parker Washington breakout. I'm buying the Michael Wilson breakout. He's kind of in this range of where I prefer all the other receivers around him. Again, do I want to have 0%? Probably not, because I think Baker's also too cheap, and I don't want to end up super light on that, but I don't know. Still haven't got any May share. I got one May share Bird Enthusiast news because I forced myself to click him. But Drake May at 37, it's literally like I don't want to have 0% click. But if it was single entry, there's just no chance on earth I'd click him there. I like Javonte and Wilson in that window a lot. Yeah, Javonte is sort of, I don't know. I can't tell if he's like the life raft in that range or he's like the most dead zone of dead zone backs in the history of the dead zone. I'm a little of two minds when it comes to that. Nick says, I think people are pricing May with another weapon upgrade. 37 is definitely hot. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Booty's going at pick like 110. And I can't imagine he's like wide receiver 2 there at that price. I mean, I can't imagine next year they go into the year with that being their wide receiver 2. But maybe. I think that price is just like outrageous. Steph Diggs goes. Again, Kyle Pitts opened in the 40s. I like QJ a lot. I'm willing to go back to QJ here. In this McDaniel offense, I mean, I think buying parts of the Chargers is something that I'm potentially in on. So let's go with QJ. Our wide receiver room now feels pretty good. Lamb, Watson, Wilson, and QJ. At least it feels good to me. Maybe it'll seem silly later in the season. Terrence says, Baker injured his shoulder and the offense went to 0. I wouldn't read too much into the fall off for the Tampa pieces. That's fair. I don't have the snap shares pulled up. My recollection was that his workload was getting eaten into by the rest of the crew. And so taking him at 56 is not like my ideal situation. Again, I just think there's more upside on the other guys. But I mean, he smashed early in the season. He flashed that upside. So I don't know. 110, that feels rough. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 110, right? He's 115. So mild exaggeration, Nick, but it was I was not too far off. Gap between May and Jaden and Jalen's crazy. I agree. I don't understand those prices. All right, C Fox is up. What do we want to do here? We got a couple options. Let's see what he does. My preference is Pollard. I think we just take Pollard there. Some of these other options are good. I like Hubbard. I like Dowdle. They're probably not coming back to me. But again, another quiet 1,000-yard season for Tony Pollard. And offense, I think, is getting better. I'll snag him there. So we got a nice, well-balanced team anchored by Josh Allen. So I like the way this team's coming out so far. No tight ends. Drafted a lot of teams like this where I'm pushing tight end towards the end, but I think there's some good options late on the board. Go easy cards. I think people are drafting January when the season hasn't finished. That is a fair point. We're drafting before free agency. We don't even know we don't even have the combine, let alone who's going where. I don't know. Yeah, Nick agrees. Hartman, the Buccaneers. Oh, yeah, they were dealing with that all season. Just problems in and out of the line. Hey, the Achievers, GM. Hey, hope you're having a good one. Love the Big Lebowski avatar. Hope your day is going well so far. Bird Enthusiast has been into the McLaurin Daniels stack. I agree. That stack is too cheap. And you can get it pretty reliably at the 5-6 if you plan ahead. Where did McLaurin go? Yeah, he went in 4 at pick 48. So he just missed. It's harder from the 1 hole. But if you're in the middle of the board, you control the board a little more. You can get it pretty often. I agree. I like that pairing. To be fair, May was the QB2. Yes. But it just we always chase these pocket. I know he has rushing upside, so it's not fair to say like pure pocket passes. But I feel like we do this. We chase these QBs up the board, and it can be kind of noisy. All right, I'm coming up, so let me make my pick, and then we will get back to it. I was going to take Kincaid with Allen, so that was a little unlucky, I think. All right, so what's the backup plan? I think it's just a very vegetable-y pick. I could take another quarterback. I could take Jordan Love, but I think I'm okay pushing that. Again, Michael Pittman, another. I think he's penciled in for a 1,000-yard season if Daniel Jones doesn't get hurt. I think he's just too good of a player for this price. So I'm happy to take him kind of in this mid-range, in this mid-receiving range. And we'll see what we get at 114 next. Corum too low, giving his work. I like Corum. Corum went right after Pollard, and if they had taken Pollard, I was going to click Corum. So he was next in the hopper. Prices are way off. I agree. Yeah, it's just again we did it with C.J. Stroud after his rookie year. We were taking him in like the 5th or 6th round, and then we did it with Herbert. We were taking him in the 5th or 6th round, and now we're doing it again. And it's a little like whack-a-mole. Like I don't know. I mean, now look where Burrow's going at pick 76 when before. That was the ever battle. Like people were taking him either at the 4-5 turn or you try to push him to the 6-7 turn. We chase this production year to year, and I don't know. Sometimes I think you just have to kind of look at the player archetype and see where you're comfortable taking them. Titans have to add someone. You would think they're likely a likely Njoku potential. I don't know. I've been taking Gunnar Helm here, and so I hope they don't add Likely or Njoku. If they do that, I'm in a little bit of trouble. The way I've been drafting. Nick says the way Trevor ended the year, he might be the value QB of the room. Yeah. I mean, T-Law at 84 versus May at 37. Algier was my pick. That was a little unfortunate for me. Okay. I'm just going to do another Juwan Jennings. I've been taking a ton of him. Juwan Jennings is your wide receiver 6. I mean, my God. I am more than happy to have this wide receiver room. So for the audio listeners, we've got Josh Allen, running back room of Jeremiah Love, Cam Scatabo, Tony Pollard, wide receiver room of CD Lamb, Christian Watson, Michael Wilson, QJ, Michael Pittman, and Juwan Jennings. I'm saying Jennings goes back to the Niners, but man, at pick 114, I feel like he's just way too cheap. Kieran says, I'm also in on running back 2 and wide receiver 2 in Atlanta. Stefanski's great joy is using the best player as a decoy. Yeah, with Algier leaving, I wonder what they do, if they draft somebody or if they just bring in some veteran. I'm curious as to where that ends up. But I mean, we're taking Bijan as the 1.1, so the community is hoping you're not right about Bijan as the decoy. Dude at 9 was trying to build a Jacksonville mega stack and got sniped. All right, let me see. Dude at 9. He had Etienne, BTJ, Parker Washington, Tootin. Well, he should have taken T-Law at 81 if he was that concerned. He brought ruin upon himself. I don't have too much sympathy. Same with Purdy, another year pick at 100. Yeah. I like where Purdy goes. Time to symbolize my Cardinals poop time. Best of luck with that. Go AZ Cards. Likely to Commanders would be sick. Yes, they need somebody. They need somebody there. All right. Let's see what Yetsky doesn't have a quarterback. Oh my God, Emmett Johnson. That's my slappy running back that I wanted to take. That was brutal. That was brutal. I kept getting one off of the gosh, that stinks. I don't want to panic, but I'm panicking. That's a big bummer. Emmett Johnson is who I wanted, and I wanted Algier on the way before, so I should have just taken Emmett Johnson, but that's okay. We'll take a Kenny Gainwell share. I think he flashed enough to where he'll get work next season, but that was a little heartbreaking. I was really liking the team so far. Another thing that happened, Khalil Shakir, we just missed him at pick 103. I like Shakir in that mid-tier range, but we did not get that. All right, let's see. Jennings' ADP makes 0 sense. He's either extended in San Francisco with all the injuries or another team's giving him the bag. I agree. I don't understand his ADP. I'm going to end up with like way too much of him at this rate. I don't actually know, but does UD carry over these ADPs to BBM? That's a good question. I don't know. Do they? I can't remember. I feel like they do, because it's not like a total free-for-all, but I'm not sure. I like to stream because you stayed true and drafted Scatta. I mean, I'm trying to be like relatively at market and not get out over my skis. I think he's kind of expensive for a player with legitimate injury risk that we're drafting as if he has no injury risk. But yeah, it's a tough range. Wide running back is crazy this season. Mike Rob, you hear my Garrett requested Myles Garrett requested a trade from the Browns. Team is going to somehow get worse. Didn't he go through this before? I feel like Myles Garrett requests a trade every year, and then he posts a really nice story on Instagram about how much he loves Cleveland. I don't know. That feels evergreen to me. We're just going to grab Tyler Shuck. We're going to get locked out of QB if we don't take one here. It's entirely possible every single starting quarterback is gone by pick 151. So let's just take Tyler Shuck. We might have to go QB. Even with Josh Allen, I'm pretty for QB pilled. Sorry, I missed this. Hey, GM Artillery Frost, hope you're having a great morning. He says, yes, the last 2 years, I think BBM opening. Yeah, okay. That makes sense, Artillery, because my recollection was that when BBM opens, it's not like when the big board opens and there's players like missing, you know. There's players where the ADP is weird because somebody got like a lot of draft capital. For example, Woody Marks last year was buried. People weren't really taking him that much by the time the big board closed, but he suddenly was taken in most drafts by the end. What we don't have is like the Travis Hunter situation where he's essentially unranked. I think you're right. Do we think Gainwell back in Pittsburgh? It's hard to know because they're going to have a completely new regime. So maybe. Again, I kind of panicked because Emmett Johnson was gone, and Gainwell just looked so darn good. I have to think that somebody uses them, if not Pittsburgh. Nick said Scott would be going if Hampton if he... Oh. If Scat finished the season healthy, I'm streaming from a yacht. That was a tough run out. OTR, great content. Hey, OTR, I appreciate that. That means a lot. Thanks so much for saying that. You made my day. Thanks, OTR. Go AZ Cards. What AZ current QB are you taking? I'm not taking either, and that's bad. Because I like the quarterback. I should be taking Brissett and Murray and just saying whatever I get, I'm okay with. But right now, I'm not even middling it by taking 0. I'm just folding. So I should probably take some. I think I should take some Brissett, because if he's not starting there, some team, right? I don't know. He's looked good enough to potentially get a job. Myles Garrett, you are a New England Patriot. Oh, as a Dolphins fan, it just kills me how the Patriots got good fast again. There's not much room for these rookie wide receivers to rise. We're drafting them at the ceiling already. All right, hang on, Arlox, because I do have some thoughts on that. We're back up in a moment. Yetsky, living on the edge with no quarterbacks. He's got to take Cam Ward here, right? He's going to take Cam Ward. Yetsky, what are you doing? Oh my God, he takes Tajay Spears. I'm actually going to take Malik Willis. I think there's more upside here. I've been kind of alternating with Allen and Chuck. I'll take the flyer here on Willis. I'm assuming he's starting somewhere. I'm gonna pull him up and complete my QB room with that. I have a lot of teams with one of Ward or Willis, but to me that's kind of the end of the tier of where I'm comfortable taking my third quarterback. I guess if I was going to take a Jacoby Brissett, maybe a team where I have Josh Allen is the one where I can afford perhaps to eat a 0 or be wrong, or if I'm right, just have a really strong QB room. I don't know. But Arlox, the thing about it is that you have to remember in the big board is we're all paying the same price for these rookies. So if the rookie's who you need, then it doesn't matter. You're not going to run into BBM teams where they go 20 spots later. We're all in the same ADP range. So sometimes I feel like it's a little bit of a trap, and maybe they don't project quite as well as some of the stars. But if you draft that way, you're just going to end up with absolutely none of them, and that just doesn't seem right. But yeah, that said, I completely agree. I think the price on Tate and Lemon and Tyson is way too high. We're gonna take Johnson over Mark Andrews. I think some people might disagree. ADP disagrees, but we did just grab Tyler Shuck. I really like Juwan Johnson. I think the Saints are kind of a fun team, so we'll grab that. Our running back room's a little thinner than I'd want. Love, Scatterville, Pollard, Gainwell. We're going to have to hit on a couple late darts, but we'll see. We got some clicks. Nick says, if Rodgers is back, I bet he would want them to sign him. Yeah, that's fair too. It's at pick 127, this was a guy that was completely undrafted last season. And so it just concerns me because he's been around the league a while, I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Kenny Gainwell. How old is Kenny Gainwell? He's 26. Okay, so he's not as old as I thought. I don't know why I thought he was already on his I guess this would be a second contract, right? Anyway, yeah, because he was on the Eagles and now he's on a new team already. I don't know. But I do like Gainwell enough to be taking him there. Speaking of Pittsburgh, DK Metcalf is too cheap. Yeah, he's where did he go? 67. I think I agree that I would probably click him over some of the rookie guys. He's an odd duck, man. He's an odd duck, and it's hard to know because playing in that Arthur Smith Pittsburgh system is kind of terrible. So I don't know. I think I agree. I think Metcalf actually might be kind of a buy low candidate. I did MHJ McBride double and just took Kyler and Brissett. Well, hopefully you get 2 starting quarterbacks. Hopefully they're both starting somewhere. It could work. For the uncertain QB teams, who would you like to go there? Plus your Miami. Oh, I would like Willis on the Dolphins. I would be very okay with that. I mean, the ones I'm wondering about is like what happens with the Jets, because I think Garrett Wilson is potentially a huge value, but he's also potentially a huge trap if they have another like completely dead year. All right, let's see. What are we doing here? Let's see what Yetix, please take Cam Ward for your own sake. He takes Daniel Jones. Oh my god, this guy might not have a QB week 1. All right, let's grab Isaiah Likely. I think he's a candidate to go somewhere and be productive. So we're kind of cobbling together a tight end room now. I think I'm gonna have, again, I said this before, I think I'm gonna have a lot of teams that kind of resemble this. Let's see. Nick says, I'm sorry, I have my plus 12,000 Super Bowl futures for March in the balance. Oh my gosh. And I'm assuming you're not hedging. Hedging is for gardeners, says Nick P. But yeah, that's awesome. Great sweat to have there, Nick. Willis and Chuck are awesome at ADP, especially in an Allen room. I like this team. If we can land the plane at running back and we can get some production from these late tight ends, I think this team's pretty strong. Ward Brissett would be my QB floor. That's around, again, Ward, I agree. Brissett, I should probably be taking some of that. CB, first of all, good morning to you. Hope you're having a great one. I don't believe the sidekick's out yet for the big board. I could be mistaken, but I don't think they've launched quite yet. I know it's coming sometime soon, but we're getting some just old school drafts in. Nick says, Arlox, I was drafting Noel Higgins, are 19 and 20. The big board top rookies are too high, but there's always values later. Yes, I mean, some of these names are going to turn into good values for us. We just don't know who quite yet. Like this Chris Bell character, if he suddenly goes round to New England, we're all like, oh, Chris Bell at pick 183, and we're sending screenshots of our Chris Bell exposure. So Joe Mixon and his foot goes. I was between Mixon and Bigsby. I'm going to grab Tank Bigsby. I think he's got some potential to be one of the better handcuff situations. I think he's in Philly for another year. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's there next year as well. But he looked good in relief of Saquon, and this is kind of the point where I'm okay taking a premier backup like Bigsby, who I think is in that category. I think J Love is going right to New Orleans. Yeah, I see him mock there quite a bit. I think that's what the PFF mock that just scrolled by has him at. I've definitely seen that. I've also seen him mock to Kansas City, which seems like that'd be pretty good too. 26 running back is like a 38. Yeah, I know these poor running backs, man. Their careers are fast, and yeah, it's tough. Steven, GM to you. I drafted a couple drafts with you guys yesterday. Your drafts are too sharp for me to be in. I got 18th in the big board. Hey, Steven, appreciate that. Yeah, it is. I mean, these stream drafts can be really tough, and I'm not saying that because I'm in them, but just the people that are consuming best ball content and are excited enough to be watching streams and doing it are going to be your sharper drafters. So it is fun to see yourself on stream, but sometimes it's like, oh man, this is a room where everybody knows like the rookies who are going to rise, or the free agents who are undervaluing. So stream drafts generally can be really tough. Steve, it's going great. Appreciate you so much. Steve's over at Fanspeak. Absolutely give Fanspeak a follow. Steve, one of the premier ball knowers out there. So make sure to check them out. Nick thinks Cousins is a Jet. Okay. I feel like Cousins showed enough to get a job somewhere. Likely is another value. Yeah, I like Likely there. Oh my gosh, I'm so far behind here in chat. But we are drafting We are drafting. We got to figure out what we want to do. Caleb goes. I think I'd take Travis Kelce here. I mean, he's coming back this season. So why not? Why not? It's not pretty. He lumbers around the field. But if they're bringing the band back together, I mean, it's possible he retires and this is a terrible click. But pick 199 Travis Kelce. He still had 800 yards last season. I'll grab that. I'm going to end up with a fair amount of Kelce if this keeps up. So we still need one more running back and one more wide. No, I'm light something else. Oh, I need two more wide receivers. We're going to make a 3-6-7-3 build, I think. I could end up going 3-7-7-3 as well. I think this team might need a little more help at running back than it does at receiver. All right, so let's see what C Fox does. This is the point where you got to just throw ADP out the window. And if you have a rookie you like, just snag them. And I think for me, it's this Mike Washington Jr. I think he got a little buzz at the old Senior Bowl, is what I heard. I will take a share of this guy. I will take a share of this guy. I think he's darn near 230 pounds. He's tall. I don't know. I think he just projects as a potential big back in the NFL with a little bit of size. You know, again, this is kind of a bad class, so I don't want to be taking too many rookie running backs. It's not like last year where we thought there was, potential league winners at the bottom. I don't know. I say that. I think every year there's potential league winners at the bottom of the draft, but I don't know. Some of these names could come through. Nick says, no hedge right of now. I might bet JSN Super Bowl MVP as a one-off. The interesting quasi hedge. Oh, the sidekick's out? The sidekick's out. All right. Well, maybe, okay. There you go. Unfortunately, I think I'd have to restart my browser to get the sidekick. So there we go. And then I don't know. I think I'd kill the stream. Time to put you on the spot. Rank others. I'm not ranking the streams by ball knowledge because I will let somebody out. But Steve is way up there. Davis is way up there. The Toxic Tower guys, they chop it up real well. Obviously, anything that Pete's putting out is incredible. So again, I apologize for leaving people out, but there's some good places to start there. Yeah. All right. I apologize. I missed that the sidekick was out. Hey, Thomas Law, appreciate you. GM to you. Hope you're having a good one. Harvey and Manungai in the last rounds of February drafts did feel great. Yeah. People were just not taking, especially Manungai. People were not taking him at all. Jordan James is the new CMC handcuff. I actually almost took Jordan James yesterday, Bird Enthusiast. He was active, wasn't he, in the playoff game? Yeah, Nick says, yup, Bird. I think KC makes sense for Brees before the draft. Oh, my God. I mean, they should have taken him last year. All right, what are we doing? We're running out of time. Do we want this Adam Randall fellow? You know what? Let's take Chris Brazzell. We've been taking him. I don't know why. I think his name is just it's intriguing. These Tennessee prospects, I feel like, are all a sham, but we'll give it a go. I don't know if I actually want Adam Randall on this team or not. I mean, maybe we do give Jordan James the bump here. You guys did mention him. Jamari Taylor, another rookie who I think could potentially get a little bit of buzz, but we'll see about that. Adam Randall goes. I think Adam Randall, if I remember right, is a converted wide receiver. That doesn't always work out for us, but again, a lot of the better running back models for how they're going to perform in the NFL use pass catching numbers. So I think Adam Randall, we could see kind of spike in some of those things. Chris Bell has an ACL injury. There we go. All right, King of QC, appreciate you. So maybe he won't be a Patriot. All right, guys, you goaded me into it. Let's take Let's take Jordan James. We'll take Jordan James here. So the final verdict of this team: Josh Allen, Tyler Shuck, Malik Willis, Jeremiah Love, Cam Scatterbo, Tony Pollard, Kenny Gainwell, Tank Bigsby, Mike Washington Jr., Jordan James. Wide receiver room of CeeDee Lamb, Christian Watson, Michael Wilson, QJ, Michael Pittman, Juwan Jennings, and Chris Brazzell II, and Juwan Johnson, Isaiah Likely, and Travis Kelce. All right. We are going to hop into another one. I said yesterday Davis went live at 10. That was wrong. Davis goes live today at 10. So we're going to try to get one more draft in before that happens. Just to note, so people can see, we have D. Burks gets drafted in this room. This drafter took 5 quarterbacks. His Yetsky guy who had none. He took Jones, Penix, Cousins, Ty Simpson, and Aaron Rodgers. So that's one way to build a QB room. Wait till round 15 and then take 5 of them. Yeah. Eric All got drafted as Mr. Irrelevant. You can't see it because my face is in the way. So Eric All, remember him. He is now being drafted. He officially has an ADP. All right, let's see. Oh, it's snap filled. So hopefully, if you wanted to get in, you were gaming the system, and you got in. I got the 12 hole. We got Bird Enthusiast and Mr. Vinegar here, and that looks like that's about it. Appreciate y'all so much. Kelsey ADP is all wrong. He won't retire with that ending. Yeah, I don't think so either. Oh me, Josh. Hey, first of all, oh me, Josh. Appreciate you. Thanks so much for coming in, hanging out. T First BR. Hey, congrats. That is awesome. That is incredible. I am doing PGA. My one and done. People are going to get mad. I'm actually using Xander. And I know people are going to say you should save him for the majors or the signatures. I don't know. I think he's going to win this week, so I'm going to use him. I don't think it's the case like burning Scotty. I think that's different. I think Scotty is live to win anywhere he goes. I mean, sure, Xander can spike too, but the odds of me hitting him on the perfect week versus a week where I really just kind of like him to win. He's the odds-on favorite. I know the purse is a lot smaller. You only use 31, I think, golfers all season. I don't know. I think by the time the majors come, by the time the signature events come, there's going to be guys I like tailored to those courses. I'm going to give it a go. So that's where I'm at. Shouldn't need to restart browser. Okay. Well, we missed the bus. Tomorrow I'll pull the sidekick up. Seattle money line minus 240. Not doing that. Yeah, for your hedge. Makes sense. Off the Schneid. Yep. Off the Schneid. Great content creator there too. Agree with that. Get the sidekick up. Don't think you need. Okay. CB. The people want the sidekick. He deep dive without bias. Fair enough. The sidekick and the ball. Yeah. We're going by how our ancestors drafted best ball. Terrence, he's not compelled to entertain, more than likely to inform, which is a style I embrace. That is fair. No, Off the Schneid is very good streamer. Hey, GM to you, Chief Matt. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Yes, I said Xander is where Xander's where I'm going. Snap filling big boards. Yeah, where are my site credits? We need site credits. See, Sam Stevens, I like Sam Stevens, but I have trouble thinking he's one of the 31 players I need to use this season. But if you want to, that's fine. I wouldn't stray too far from the top 10 in odds, and I imagine he's probably sitting a little bit outside that. All right, let's go Genty. You know what? Let's really slap it up. Let's go Genty Love. You're not going to be able to get Love I don't think you'll be able to get Love in the 3rd round ever with Genty, so I don't think we're passing on too much, but we're building I think maybe a little bit of a unique combo here. Xander is weirdly mid-course history considering it was his high school golf course. He's one of my 3 AZ. Yeah, his course history is not what you'd expect. Mayo was talking about this, about sometimes guys at their home courses aren't as good as you'd expect, and some of that has to do with you're just your whole family's there, all your friends growing up, you're dealing with people asking you for tickets and bugging you all week. And then you go to a course you play a lot and it looks different. There's, stands around the holes. It's harder. The tee boxes aren't where they go when you just go to play it. So Mayo made that point. I agree with that. I agree with that somewhat. I will say I think his course history here has been trending up. And also, I don't know. I think maybe when you're a younger player, that's a bigger thing. Now that he's such an established veteran, I think if you want to make the argument, we haven't seen him all year, and so we don't really know what he's been up to. That one I buy. That he's coming off of the off season. What's his game like? But I sometimes I feel like we have this tendency to save good players too much, and then we wonder why we're way behind trying to catch up in one and done. Artillery Frost has no horse in the sidekick or no sidekick race. Just I will use it tomorrow. It's hard for me to keep up with chat and then install a browser update and do a draft. I can't pull off all three. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're all wondering who are the other two. Gerard used him another entry last week. And while in form, also Day, who I'm worried is going to end up Giga Chalk, but want to use West Coast before he's hurt. Yeah, I used Day last week, which I was happy about. But I agree, Crutches. I think Day is going to be massive chalk. And anytime Jason Day is massive chalk, it's terrifying. But yeah, he's live to withdraw, and then you see him at Disney, as has happened before. 2 running back start is slapping it up. How times have changed. I guess I more meant Genty and Love are pretty slappy. People are, I don't know, people are excited about Genty. I'm excited about Genty. Yeah, mid-course history for his level, still top 15s. Kind of worried I'm kind of worried he even gets to 20. You're talking about 20% ownership for Day, because I could see that. I think people also feel like they kind of missed the bus using him last week, and I don't know. I'm a little worried that last week he was just making birdies from everywhere on a very easy course. And now it's a completely different environment, but we're Jason Day's in form, so let's use him when it's a very different skill set required here. All 3 are good picks. Candles and Crutches, how have you fared in the first 2 weeks? Hold on. Let me see what I want to do here. Let's see. AJ Brown goes. I like that click. I think I would have been in on that. Man, this price for Loveland feels bad. I don't really have much Lad. You know what? Let's do Lad Garrett Wilson. I like Garrett Wilson this year. And again, we'll take a piece of this resurgent Charger offense. I think this is a little high for Lad considering how bad he was last season. But we did go running back. We'll try to switch it up just a little bit. For my one and done, I have 2. One I did Henley and Day, and the other I did Nick Taylor and Day. They finished pretty similarly. I'm currently in the money in the Mayo one, but I mean it's only been 2 weeks, so nothing to write home about just yet. But Pool Genius at least projecting Hideki and others, and I love that pivot if he's low on. Yeah, Crutches, I'm using Decky in my single entry DK for what that's worth. I don't hate him as a one and done. Obviously, if I'm using him as one of my 6 golfers, and his odds are pretty good. So, I mean, for whatever that's worth. Really loving the full tournament golf BRs. Yeah, I've liked them too. I only got to do 2 of them because I was kind of busy this week. But they're definitely a ton of fun. I'm using Gotterup for one and done. There you go. Gotterup's not too bad. Well, 2/3 missed a cut on the number at Sony, so pretty terrible. And then last week had the Gerard second place. Yeah. Well, Gerard at second place is nice. And that's a great hit with a guy that you're not sad to have burned, Take Zalatoris and pray he's healthy. I like Will Z. He's also in my DK single entry. You guys are just getting my full lineup here. Dear God. Yes, I have Zalatoris and Decky. Crutches, but I was playing ownership game versus taking best place and Splash was posting it before. Yeah. I know. I kind of I know mathematically you're supposed to take some of that into account. Early in the year, though, if I really like a player and they're high owned, I'm gonna use them and worry a little more about ownership at like the signature events. I don't know. Yeah, Crutches likes Willie Z. There's like 8 plays I like. It's a great week. It's a great week. Yeah, first year doing one and gun, made the cuts, but no top 10 finish. Yeah, the issue is this made cuts like don't do much at all. You really need wins and top 5s. Crutches says, yeah, the ones in the money at least using Connors and Gerard. Yeah, that's always a nice spot to be in because again, those are 2 guys you're okay not like needing later in the year. Yeah, I'm with you. I thought about pivoting off a day, but I'm going to stay on one entry. Yeah. He is going to be very popular. All right, Drake May at 54. That's a little bit of a change from 37 that we saw last time. I think Herbert. Yeah, Herbert at 68. So if I want Herbert, it just seems so early for Herbert. My God. Just seeing Caleb here, I think you're going to get a lot of Caleb Loveland teams at this part of the board. I think that's going to be popular. I think Mr. Vinegar, does he? No, he has McBride. I thought he had Loveland. So he takes Waddle. Waddle would have been my pick. I think Waddle is a nice price there. I'll do Ramondre. Doing Ramondre. I'm thinking, I don't know. I kind of like Jaden Daniels. That feels like it's very hard for me to click Herbert over Jaden Daniels. I'm going to be honest, guys. This is such an interesting range. I'll slap it back up with Michael Wilson, though. We're going to buy we'll buy the Toporino on him. We'll go back to that well. I mean, my God, he looked like Jerry Rice last season. I don't think that genie's going back in that bottle. So for the audio listeners, we've got Genty, Jeremiah Love, and Ramondre, Garrett Wilson, Ladd, and Michael Wilson. It is a little crazy how much we have fallen in love with Ramondre, but it seems like Vrabel has too. So go easy cards. Everyone seems to not like Siwoo Kim this week. One and done playable. My bro science take is I don't like taking guys who were deep in contention and then like everything fell apart for them, which happened for Siwoo. I don't think there's any math behind that, so that's probably bad. But he was live to win and then just completely imploded against Scotty. I think his history at Torrey Pines is also not great, but that said, he has everything you need to win. And if he's super low owned, he's probably like around 5th or 6th in odds this week. I don't think it's like a bad click. It's just harder for me to get to that right now. Vrabel has been consistent on his Mondre stance all year. Yeah, Nick, I agree. We all just were wish casting Travion, and it took a Ramondre injury to see it. And then as soon as they were both back, it's back to the Ramondre show. Bird Enthusiast, another McLaurin Jaden stack. Yeah. I mean, I was considering taking him where I did. I like the pick. I think Pendrith is a nice possibility under the radar, but MC was also an MC on the number, which is different than a terrible week. Yeah. And here, Crutch, is another bro science take. I sometimes think these golfers, like a Taylor Pendrith, who's made $1 grillion in his career, is just like, do I really want to fight for $36,000 and stay here another day or just go home? And they're like, I'm on the number. Goodbye. I don't know. Could be wrong, but I feel like some of these guys on the cut line are just like, F it. Purple, yo, Siwoo cost me a chance at first in the UD Open. Ugh. Killer. Yeah, I mean, fantasy golf is cruel. And I think a lot of people that didn't play DK but are on Underdog are going to learn that fantasy golf is so brutal. Like it's different, but I mean, it was for a min cash, but it was in one of my single entries that I cared about. And Tom Hoagie bogeyed the last hole in it. So he shot a 70 on the round, which killed his all rounds under 70 bonus. And I was literally then the bubble boy. It was like one bogey was like the swing of like getting everything back and then some, or losing. It was stupid. So again, a sweat for a min cash versus a sweat for a real cash is different, but it was just like, oh, come on. All right, let's see what Mr. Vinegar does. We are coming up here. Don't have any quarterbacks that make too much sense here. I doubt he's going to take Pitts, already having McBride. He takes Pitts. Interesting. I was surprised to see Pitts go there. I think that's who I would have taken, but it's fine. I don't know. Part of me wants to get kind of hyper aggressive and take Pollard and Corum, and then kind of starve the room a little bit at running back. I mean, Hubbard is here to... Let's do it. Let's do Pollard and Corum, and then we can really push running back to late. Again, this might not be the most optimal way to build, but this is what happens before you get the sidekick. We got Genty Love, Ramondre Pollard, and Corum, and a Garrett Wilson, a Ladd, and Michael Wilson. So a couple of Wilsons, a very aggressive running back start, and hope we can make it up at wide receiver. Nick says, I do think McDaniel gives Henderson some specific looks in the Super Bowl. Yeah. Again, he's so cheap on DK Showdown. I think he's going to be like a popular click there. I think he's like 3,800. So many people will be hoping for that. Purple Yosh, luckily I didn't see all the putts. Yeah, you can't watch them. Can't watch. Yeah, they do give up if they're up and they're on the cut line. Yosh had a decent year. I know. Go easy cards. Stigala in decent form. He is. He has good history here. He started off the year well. He like completely lost it last year, but if he's back, yeah, Stigala sets up very well. I think I remembered rostering him here last season, and after that it started getting bad for him. Purple Yosh says, yeah, fantasy golf is crazy. I don't play too much DK, but I bet it's so killer. It's so killer. Mr. Bird Enthusiast ruined my draft and I autoed Pitts. Oh, I was going to take Pitts. Look at the trickle-down effects. Is that because he took Hurts? He took Hurts. I don't know about ruining the draft, but yeah, I would have liked that Hurts-AJ Brown pairing. I can't blame someone for having Daniels and Hurts. That feels like 2 rounds to... Like, if you were taking Daniels and Hurts at 39 and 48 or 58 last year, that would have been normal. And this year they're like each a full 2 rounds past. So Greg accidentally did half more of the little board entries already. Percentages are jacked up. I'm going to steer it now and apply the candles method. Crazy ownership on a contest. Yeah, I agree, Greg. Just make the little board your, I don't know, whoever it is you're overweight on, your Ricky Pearsall draft or something. Like whoever it is, just lean into it and say that if that player smashes this contest, like last year I had 89% Scatabo in Badge Bros Brawl, and I had a 62% advance rate at one point in a 1 of 6 advancing contest. It almost worked. And I still got a team to the finals in that contest. So don't be afraid to get a little weird. Nick says, don't sweat it. Hurts AJ Brown won't be a stat. That's fair too. I just bet Day outright since ownership doesn't matter. Then pivot in 1 AD. Time to Galbraith. Yeah. There you go. The portfolio of portfolios. All right, let's see. So part of me now kind of wishes I had left one of those Corum, because I would take like Algier here and been just as happy. But alas, do kind of need a quarterback eventually. Ish. It's grim, guys. It's grim. We're just gonna take Wandale. I'm afraid. Where do I pick again? All right. I think we're gonna take Coker now too. I think we'll be able to get 3 quarterbacks, but we'll find out. So we take Wandale and Coker. We're trying to catch up a little at wide receiver. So far, this is a 0-5-5-0 with Genty, Love, Ramondre, Tony Pollard, and Blake Corum, Garrett Wilson, Lad McConkey, Michael Wilson, Wandale, and Jalen Coker. I don't think this is my favorite team. I think I like the team I built last before that, but some of that's a function of a few wonky decisions. I might wish this Corum pick was someone else. Yeah, that's where we're at. Hold on one second. Dear God. All right. Really not stoked about the 20 entry max there. Anyone have any behind baseball explanation aside from funneling people to the BB? Yeah, Greg, I don't know. I was hoping the little board would be 150 max because I'd like a $3 one you can just enter whenever. 20 maxing. Maybe they're just going to run a lot of them. Steve says, I'm hoping we see Underdog launch more pre-draft stuff, especially since they make... Yeah, I agree, Steve. It would be nice to have a one of those that we can just rip whenever. They need people in the big board. Yeah, but the big board's gonna fill. I don't know. Probably launching multiple little boards. I love the 20 max. I mean, that's what DK does, right? DK has their... Is it the $5 or the $8 one that... or 5 or 8 max one that they just run? It's like a 7,500 person tournament and it fills every few days. I love that. I love that they just have this like small rotating tournament that you can enter most of the time. Greg says, I don't hate it. I guess time boxes, the big values compared to the big board. That's fair. But yeah, I want more of these smaller contests. Is anyone maxing the Albatross? Probably not. Me, but maybe. Artillery Press, I think they'll have a lot of pre-draft contests. I hope so. Nick's excited for DK to launch sooner than later. Late April pre-draft last year for them. I think Davis, I believe, said that they have confirmed they're going to be doing more. So we will see what that entails. But yeah, appreciate all of you. By the way, it's been an hour. I have not asked you to like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. It does a lot of good. We're trying to get to 500 subs and beyond. So appreciate y'all so much for hanging out. Yeah. We'll see. Depending on when this ends, maybe we'll do a UD Open. But again, I will be out of here by 10 this morning. Greg says, yeah, Underdog is going to force me to DK, and I don't want a UI. Hurts my brain. I don't mind the DK UI on the phone. I think on the computer, it's pretty miserable. All right, let's see what Mr. Vinegar does here. He winds the clock. We are in dire need of quarterbacks. Sam Darnold is too cheap. But then I kind of like Mendoza with Genty. I kind of like that. So we're just going to do Shuck Mendoza and let her rip there. So again, we need we're really going to need a third quarterback on this team, but we will see what we can see. Keep the board back up so people can watch what's going on. I definitely see the argument for taking Darnold there, but again, I kind of like the idea of taking a little more pieces of this Raiders team if we think they're going to be more fun. Hey, Bindles, GM Chads, appreciate you, Bindles. Hope you're having a great one. Thanks so much for coming in and hanging out. Joel says, Underdog's already in the bunt 3, which is the baseball $3.20 max. I'm assuming they'll mimic that with the big board. Yeah, the problem is they made the little board very big. So it's like, it's going to fill kind of slow by the time the like true sickos 20 max it. We like need another, but it's like not going to be ready. I don't know. That's my issue. Yeah, the UI is rough, but I love DK full PPR, bro. That is true. That's true. Yeah, I mean, it's nice that the two sites have different formats, so it's like slightly different exercise. Steve-O says, what I worry is the little board is the same size, but it went from 50 to 20. So exactly, Steve. It's so big. It's going to take forever to fill. We need it. I could have filled it like 2 days ago. UD Open is 98.7% full. Okay, so we might not get in the Underdog Open. Might not be time. Appreciate you, Josta29. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. Greg, bingo, Steve. Small contest merchants like me will be dying in the desert by the Super Bowl. Well, the good news is you can draft little boards on Super Bowl Sunday, and people will be drafting all Seahawks and Patriots. So those drafts are going to get canceled, so you can draft again. So basically, if you want 30 drafts in a 20 max contest, draft 10 on Super Bowl Sunday, and they're all going to get canceled. DKUI is awful on any and all platforms, says Joel. Joel, anti-DraftKings here. Crazy Cards, how much Seattle D will be captain in Showdown? I think ETR, whatever ETR says. Speaking of Super Bowl, next week is Candles doing a Showdown DK slate next. Maybe. Next week's might be a little weird because I'm going to be traveling some. So we'll see what the streaming schedule is, but we will be in the streets. But yeah, I don't know if we'll do DK Showdown. We'll see. It's not my, I mean, I do it, but it's not like kind of hard to stream salary cap stuff, I feel like. Nick said would be nice if Davis could work with them on the completed draft list on DK. They keep improving year over year, which is nice. Yeah, I mean, if they want to push into best ball, there's like a ton of low hanging fruit for them to make better. So hopefully, I mean, and hopefully guys, you know, some of the bigger streamers and content creators that, you know, push people to play on different platforms, those platforms realize there is value in, you know, what we do. And it's probably, I know like the sites want us to just keep on betting new stuff because they can rake over and over and over. Like if the contest ended tomorrow and then you enter again, they keep raking the same money versus best ball, which, you know, they collect once, but it's also like kind of like a huge interest-free loan they get. I mean, there's got to be value in that too, but I suppose repeated raking is more is more valuable to them ultimately. Let's see what Mr. Vinegar does here. He takes Malik Willis, which is what I would have done, so that's fine. I don't really like CJ Stroud. Let's queue up Juwan Johnson and Mark Andrews, and we'll see if we can figure out something late at quarterback instead. All right, so we got Tyler, Shuck, Fernando Mendoza, Ashton Genty, Jeremiah Love, Ramondre Stevenson, Tony Pollard, Blake Corum, and then Garrett Wilson, Ladd McConkey, Michael Wilson, Wandale Robinson, Jalen Coker, and then Juwan Johnson and Mark Andrews there. So we will see if we can land the plane or not. Hartman says drafting during the Super Bowl is the 2026 of trying to tie a string around a quarter. Drafting during Super Bowl? Sorry, Hartman. I like the analogy. I just don't know which drafting you mean. When will Candles draft a big board as a guest on Toxic Tower? Hopefully sooner than later. I don't know if I'd get the same veto rights though. Fantasy Sports Bonanza, GM to you. Appreciate you. At least DK gives money back when you max the contest. I think it's like 300 back for the 3K. Yeah. No, it is nice. They do a nice rake back there. So I do appreciate that. They make a little bit of effort with some of those promos. Whereas the Underdog promos, when they were desperately trying to fill the sprint and marathon, were still like not the most amazing, and they ran them way too late to have hope of filling. Like if they did some of those earlier and just said like, hey, if you max this contest, you get this back, I'm going to be much more inclined to max it than when I've done 8 of them and they're all of a sudden like, you do 5, you get 1 free. Please do it. It's like, well, I don't know if I want like 13 marathons, but you know, I get it. They don't want to, you know, they're not in the business of giving us free money. So it'd be nice if they were. All right. Yeah, I'm assuming. Let's just check real quick. The Underdog Open is 99.5 filled. Yeah, so we're not going to make it. We're not going to make it in those streets, I'm afraid. All right, Danny Dimes goes. We will see if he is back in Indy or not. I'm assuming yes, many of us are, but obviously questionable whether he will be around week 1 or not. My inclination is, I don't know. They've gotten better at Achilles repairs, so we'll see, but certainly not without some risk. We see JJ McCarthy go. The QB situation at this point is somewhat awful, but we'll try to land the plane, try to figure it out. Our tight end situation with Juwan Johnson and Mark Andrews isn't too bad. And again, running back, we can push till the end because we took 5 pretty early. So unless something truly presented itself, I think I'm fine pushing that to the last round. But as always, open to suggestions or players that I've neglected that we think would be good selections here. So Bird Enthusiast takes Likely. So maybe this is an opportunity to make a Jacoby Brissett team. We do have Michael Wilson. There's going to be a lot of teams that have Wilson and McBride. I think that's going to be somewhat popular. So let's go Brissett and Trey Tucker. We do have Mendoza. We'll build a little bit of a bet on this Raiders offense. We've seen him break the slate previously. Again, I think he's kind of a fringe player where Vegas is live to add somebody and kind of send Trey Tucker to 0. But assuming they don't and they stand pat, pairing him with Genti and Mendoza seems like a nice little team bet we can make on the Raiders. And if Brissett is the guy, getting him this late with Michael Wilson feels like a pretty nice spot. So we'll take our first Jacoby Brissett share. Very good room at cost. Hey, I appreciate that. I assume you mean the QBs. Again, Brissett's either going to feel like a great pick at 180 or one of the worst picks on the board if he's a backup quarterback. But you do have to remember that I think it's like more than 1 in 3 QBs by the end of the season who started week 1 is not starting and in week 17. It is absolutely crazy, whether that be injury, benching, the plan for a rookie to come on. It feels like the starter in most cases is a starter at the end, but it's a pretty high number. I think it's even more than a third. I did the math a couple weeks ago, and I can't remember what it was, but it is quite a few teams end up switching quarterbacks, and not always ones we would expect. All right, so we see Brooks go to JT Vinegar. Interesting pick. Him again coming off of the knee injury. Kind of wonder where his career is at. I'm personally not taking much Brooks, but certainly, he was someone we were drafting aggressively in the big board when he was coming out, and then he ended up missing essentially the entirety of this season, his rookie year, and then last year as well. At a certain point, it's kind of just Jover for them, but with Dowdle likely on the way out, I don't hate the click. I'm struggling getting there. I like Dowdle at his cost because I think he's going to go somewhere and be productive, and I think he wants to play. I don't think he's just going to sign to be a backup. Like, I think he'll be choosy. Like, I could see him taking slightly less money at a place where he thinks he has a better path to playing time. I mean, you never know. These guys, most of the time, they just take the most money. But I think wherever he goes, it's going to be somewhere where he is a valuable fantasy contributor. Dylan Sampson, another interesting pick. I think Judkins' health is a little dependent. I'm not huge on Sampson just because I didn't love what I saw last year. And he also said that he doesn't like getting tackled, which feels pretty bearish. But if Judkins misses any time and Sampson is the lead back, then getting a few weeks of RB1 is never a bad thing in the 16th, 17th round. All right. Let's see. We need one more running back, 2 more receivers. Let's take Devon Bailey to pair with Tyler Shuck. And I'm debating taking, I don't think do we take Betch? Do we like what we saw there? I don't know. I think Betch might just be not very good. I'm going to take Marvin Mims because I actually think Marvin Mims has some talent, and we've seen Marvin Mims like break slates before. I don't really understand his ADP. This is so late. I know some of this required injury for him to get there this year, but for a player that can be productive on limited snap counts, I think he's pretty good. And for a player who I do think has like a fair amount of contingent upside in addition to whatever he gives you in a standalone role, I'm kind of into that. So we just need one more running back and one more tight end, and we'll be getting on out of here. Nick says Betch made no sense for them with Bowers playing his role. Yeah, between Bowers kind of doing that and at the time having Jacoby Myers, and then Jacoby Myers left and Betch still was slow to come on. I don't know. I just have some concerns that Betch is not that great. And I say this, I think I had like 40% Betch in the big board last year. Artman Sampson is a good pass catcher with a Pro Bowl QB. What could go wrong? Yeah. Absolute smash in round 17. Dear God. Arlock said the pre-draft contest 20 rounds. Yes. Yep, Arlock. And also on DK, all drafts are 20 rounds. So it does make DK drafting a little bit different. And frankly, I kind of prefer the 20-round format because I think some of the fun is these really greasy plays that no one's getting to. I think it makes ownership interesting when you can really dumpster dive. And I think it just adds more to the decision tree in kind of a fun way. But that's just like a little nitpicky. 18's fun. 18's more than enough. It's not that I really think you need 2 more bites at the apple, but I just think just expanding the player pool to some interesting concepts. Like it almost makes taking like a good backup more viable. Like you can kind of game theory your way through more stuff and makes it more fun. But it's fine. Nick agrees. Yeah, again, I love these pre-draft contests. Keep the board up so y'all can see who goes. You can't see here, but Shadur Sanders, the Pro Bowler, did go pick 218 over on the left side of the board. Yeah, 20th round Parker Washington on DK last year. Exactly. Whereas we were taking like 18th and 17th round Diami Brown. But if you had 2 more rounds, you might get to a Parker Washington. Or it was very hard to take Parker Washington, to me anyway, where it seemed like he was super blocked in a 18-round draft. Obviously that was wrong, but it definitely worked out for those who did get there. All right, let's see what Mr. Vinegar does here. He takes Gesicki. So let's go back to our Mike Washington guy. I might get overweight on him. We'll see. And then let's take Michael Trigg. Nez turned me on to him. We're gonna try it. He's one of our rookie tight ends. We'll take a flyer. I think with Juwan and Andrews, I'm gonna take a flyer on one of the kids. So let's do that. Let's listen to our friend Nez, a true ball knower. So that pick is for him. So our team: Tyler Shuck, Fernando Mendoza, Jacoby Brissett, Ashton Genty, Jeremiah Love, Ramondre, Tony Pollard, Blake Corum, Mike Washington Jr., and then wide receivers: Garrett Wilson, Ladd McConkey, Michael Wilson, Wan'Dale Robinson, Jalen Coker, Trey Tucker, Devon Vele, Marvin Mims, and a tight end room of Juwan Johnson, Mark Andrews, and Michael Trigg. I like this team. I think this team's kind of fun. I think we landed the plane pretty well, considering QB kind of got away from us a little bit. If it's not Jacoby Brissett, I like this team a lot less. But we shall see. Let me see. Oh, it filled. It's over. It's over. No Underdog Open. I was hoping to maybe get into one of those, but it did not happen. Kev Wheeler, 20 round, pushes up QB ADP because everyone's trying to get 3 starters. Yeah, first of all, Kev, appreciate you so much. Good morning. Hope you're having a nice start to your day. Yeah, I think the fact that 3 QB was so successful last year, and the meta was starting to shift to 3 QB, and then this past year, it was so basically necessary. I mean, Sam wins BBM with Purdy, and Purdy missed most of the year. There's no way. And Tyler, right? Wasn't his room Tyler Shuck, Purdy, and Bryce Young? And 2 out of those 3 played less than half the season, roughly. Like, I don't think Shuck played half the year. So there was just so much to be said for having that 3rd QB to get you through there, and then you can get like a Brock Purdy to the championship round, and the 3rd QB hits your lineup a lot. It's not just like an in case of emergency. It's just like QB scoring can be pretty variant week to week, and so having that, you can only start one, but that 3rd one hits your lineup more than I think it does in your head. That it makes a ton of sense. And also remember, like most pods, the difference between 2nd and 3rd in BBM advancing is like less than 20 points. That's like 1 week of good QB scoring. Like the margins are thin. The 3rd QB really helps you in those. So again, I think not just having 20 rounds, but we're all aggressively trying to get three QB starters. Sorry, JT, for the Hurts snipe. Too good to pass. I think Hurts is way too cheap in this. I think Hurts is too cheap, but guys, I appreciate y'all so much. If you can, drop a like, drop a sub. That helps a ton. We're trying to get to 500. This has been time. I wish we could have done a Underdog Open, but it filled just ahead of us. We will be back tomorrow at the same time. Davis is going live at 10, so I will be watching that stream. I would encourage all of you to tune into that too, because he is very, very sharp drafter. Tomorrow, I'll have the sidekick up so people can see what the sidekick is suggesting. Maybe we'll do 1 sidekick and 1 non-sidekick draft. I don't know. We'll see what the people want. We're not going to totally let the machine take over, but I think a lot of people do enjoy seeing what the sidekick is doing, and I like drafting with the sidekick. So this will be a ton of fun. Again, everyone, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks so much. Nick says, not to mention 3 QB helps you. Yes, yeah. The bye week, running into the two bye week situation in Bye-Apocalypse is pretty killer. Hey, peace. Fantasy Football Garage, GM to you. Appreciate you so much. All right, everyone. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Take care.